minutes behind. That's really my life, honestly, though. So welcome to my life. Let me slide this a little closer. It's always so bright when I'm up close. For those of you that are already here, welcome, welcome. And I know majority of the folks tend to watch this on replay. I've just kind of noticed that over the past month and a half for our live stitch outs. I can hear me in the background, so I know we are good. Let me check this view, though. I'm not sure if that's going to be the best for you guys. Let me see if I can tweak it a little bit. I want to come a little closer, I think. So welcome, welcome. Y'all let me know who is here. I've got this, like, seriously, like, you would die with my setup. It flips my phone. Whoops. How crazy I look. Wow. Okay, let's see if that's a better, yeah, much better view of the table. Good, good, good. I had it set up, but then I take my phone off because I need to use my phone, and so then I have to re-put it back, and it's this whole contraption. Like, I have a chair that I set my extension cord on that I plug my phone into because I need to have it plugged in because it uses so much battery life when I'm live. So anywho, you guys, so happy to be here. I have been so excited about this project from the moment that I actually even found it. So y'all say hey. Like I said, I know a lot of people don't watch it live. I know a lot of people watch it on the replays, which makes me kind of wonder if there's a better time. You guys let me know. This is a hard time for me. I ain't gonna lie. I literally just came back. I don't know if you guys are familiar, probably not, because you guys are all over the world, but I live on the island. But the closest town right over the bridge is Morehead City. It's like literally 10 minutes from my house. And they host every year the Big Rock. If you're anything coastal, eastern, anywhere like that, and you know anything about fishing, big boat, sport fishing, then the Big Rock is a blue marlin tournament, and it's hosted here in Morehead City. This year is the 63rd annual Big Rock tournament, and it's a really big deal in our town, and it's awesome. And they bring in to like a large platform any blue marlin that's over 400 pounds. The rest are all catch and release, but they get points for those as well. But anyway, it's a really cool fishing tournament, and I just went down there because 3 different boats were bringing in fish that were greater than 400 pounds. So it's just really neat to go down and kind of be amongst the community when they do that. So anywho, who knew I would be hanging out with the fishing folks of the world? But it really is a very unique tournament. Let me tell you, this is how unique it is and how big it is. This is the 2nd year in a row that Michael Jordan has his boat in the tournament, and he actually comes to fish it. And I love the name of his boat. It is called the Catch 23. How creative is that boat name? Catch 23. So if you're a basketball fan, Michael Jordan, obviously his number was 23. And, you know, you get it from like Catch 22. So anyway, his boat is called Catch 23. And I just think that's awesome. It's a huge 80-foot yacht, fishing yacht, though. I don't think that's a term, fishing yacht. Those are 2 different things. But anyway, it is a fishing boat, but it is 80 foot. It is huge. And like I said, this is the 2nd year that they have entered into this tournament. And it's just so much fun. So anyway, I kept saying, I've got to get home, 8 o'clock. I got to be home at 8 o'clock. I've got a live. So anyway, glad you guys are here. We've got a really fun project. This is something that when I saw it, I just like fell in love. And what I really love about this project is I had actually started doing research on the different things, the different, like back to school. And I fell into the lap of Parker on the Porch. Oh my goodness. I love when I find new digitizers, new people in the embroidery world. I am sure Parker on the Porch has been a company for quite some time. I'm not sure, but I just found this company. And I adore so many things that they sell. Oh my goodness, you guys. If you went and bought the design and didn't spend any other time on their website, please go back, dig around. There's some really cute in the hoop projects on Parker on the Porch. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I just found them as someone that loves to embroider and loves to find unique things. And I fell in love with this banner that we're going to do tonight. We did a banner last month when we were doing patriotic. We did like a patriotic banner. And if you were part of that, then it's stitched out similar to this, and it's, you know, on the ribbon there. Loved that project. But tonight, so that's decoration, right? It's a decoration that you can hang up 4th of July, Memorial Day, you know, any patriotic holiday. And so that's cool. It's decorative. But what's so cute about this one is this is like a photo prop. You know, you see all the pictures on Facebook when kids are going back to school, and they might have the chalkboard that, you know, says their teacher's name and what school they go to and what grade they're in and what their height is and their favorite food. Well, this one is so cute because you can stitch it out to say different things. So first day of, and the one I'm going to stitch tonight is 2nd grade. So the reason why that's super cute is because she has included literally pre-K through 12th grade. So you can go ahead and make like the entire set and have them done, or each year just add on to it. But this is such a cute thing. Once you get it done and take some product photos, you guys, this is like a no-brainer to put in your Etsy shop, your Shopify site, because moms love things like this. Moms of young kids love it. And so what's cute is if you do this, you know, for a child that's, you know, starting in kindergarten or pre-K, and every year you have them hold up the same banner. So cute. So she actually has on there some add-ons, and I didn't look into it too intently. So let me look real quick. If I pull it up, which I can do from our link that I sent you guys, Parker on the Porch. So there's actually add-ons. So this one that we bought today, if you were doing the exact one, has, and the link will be below too for people that are doing it after the fact. You can purchase this on Parker on the Porch. I'll leave that link there. But you can, with this pack, it has first day, and then it also has last day. So you can use the same banner twice in 1 year. You'll have first day of 2nd grade, then you'll have last day of 2nd grade, or whatever grade that you're going to stitch out to start. And then there's an add-on pack. And in the add-on pack, the things that you can add, one of the words is school. So if you didn't want to do every single grade separately, you could literally just make a banner that says first day of school. So that would be a cute one, because then you don't have to do 12 or 13 of them. There is one that says first day of preschool. So that would be a cute one to do. First, or welcome back to school. I guess that's how we would write it. Welcome back to school, or welcome back to 1st grade. Oh, that would be cute if you were doing it as a teacher, as something to hang on your door. Daycare is an add-on word. College is an add-on word. Seriously. Homeschool, virtual, hybrid. Now, those were obviously all added this year, right? But that's cute to include all those other options, especially if you do homeschool, and you've always done homeschool, even prior to COVID, right? So those are cute add-ons, virtual, hybrid, and homeschool. But so you can do that as an add-on, especially, you know, to get the fonts and everything working perfectly. You could even, one option I thought of, and this wouldn't be a Parker on the Porch recommendation, this is just a fellow embroiderer, you could stop the stitching before it gets to the lettering, and then you could just have a blank pencil, and then you could, you know, add your own writing. You really could do that. You know, that's an option with any design that you have. You can take pieces out of a design and then kind of customize it, you know, however you want. So that's an option. But if you wanted the writing to match, which I would want the writing to match just because I like things to be symmetrical and match. And I love this thick font that she's chosen. I say she, you know, I could be completely, is there an about page? Let's look real quick. I always like looking at about pages and just kind of learning about people. Let's see. Is there no about page? Oh, I hate when there's no about page. I just think it's so important to have an about page when you have a website, just so you can kind of feel connected. Let's see. Oh, there is a blog. So maybe the blog has, oh yeah. So once you hit blog, there's an about us. But it doesn't really click on anything. So anyway, I don't know the whole history of Parker on the Porch, but I can only imagine just, I'm sure it's got a great backstory, and I love the name of the company. I just think that's so cute. Yeah, that about us the link doesn't do anything. I want it to. Anyways, I'm sure there is somewhere on here that could give us a little bit more information about their history as a company. But really just super, super cute things they have, all throughout. And like I said, a lot of different things that are in the hoop. And I love in the hoop things. So yeah, if you go to, the home page, you can shop by design. There's zipper bags, charms, pulls, key fobs, snap tabs. It says the magical collection. Ooh, I don't know that. Banners and decor. So that's what we're using tonight. Keeper collection, pencil toppers. And she does also, I say she again, I'm sorry if it's not, applique and filled embroidery. So those are other things. So just so many different things. I love it. But the banners, there's all kinds of banners on here. And I think banners are so cute. There's some that are for Christmas. There are some that are for Halloween I'm looking at. I love it. There's a sign for losing my mind, one Zoom meeting at a time. That's so cute. Just very current too. I love when they're really current on events. So check everything out on there. I just think what a fun. Oh, Jess is the owner of Parker on the Porch. Parker's her daughter. I love it. Thank you. So I knew there's a story behind it, right? Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad that sounds like you've done a little bit of research, and hopefully you've used some of the designs of Jen's. Now I will call her Jen. Sorry, Jen. I should have done my research before I popped on. But I love this one, and I look forward to making it tonight. So let's just get started. In the file, if you downloaded the file that comes with the back to school or first day of, and then each grade, there is a file embedded that has like a 9-page printout that talks about making banners. Now, I did notice that the pictures in this are not specific to the file that we downloaded. This is not talking about the actual pencil design. This is showing pictures of just a general in the hoop banner tutorial. So some notes before we start that Jen has included. So now we're on a first name basis. She said you can basically use any supplies to make these. She's used wool blend for her samples. So the ones that we're seeing online, marine vinyl, canvas vinyl, craft store felt. They've all been tested and work great. Burlap and fabric are also great choices. Each opening for the ribbon steps up with each hoop size. So the bigger hoop size you use will determine, how big the ribbon hole will be. 5x7 has a 1-inch opening for ribbon. I like chunky ribbon personally, so I left the opening larger to accommodate that. Twine is also a great option. She mentioned that she used medium weight tearaway. She also said cutaway is fine too. So I prefer to use tearaway with these so that it has a clean look on the end. Michelle says she's got a few of her designs, more like 20. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm just so excited. I love finding new digitizers. So it mentions that each banner comes with a color layer chart, and you can refer to that for the design parts of each. There's no tack down stitch if you want one. Rerun step 1. That's good to know. That's really good to know, because I would be expecting a tack down stitch. So there's going to be a placement stitch, no tack down stitch. Otherwise, lay your fabric covering your placement. If you're not familiar, here is a sample color chart. You see each step's photos. So let me read that again just to make sure. Each banner comes with okay. There is no tack down stitch. If you want one, rerun step 1. Otherwise, lay your fabric covering your placement. Which is what we would do. We would always lay our fabric over the placement stitch, but then there's no tack down stitch. So we'll see as we stitch, you guys. Let's see. So, the step 1, always we're going to be hooping our tearaway, and then we're going to run our placement stitch, and then we're going to lay our top fabric on the hoop right side up, we'll go into this in more detail. I'm just trying to read and make sure I've read what she has given to us. Covering the placement lines, and in step 2 and 3 per the color layer chart, run placement, tack down for the bow and trim. So now that says tack down. Run the center motif of the bow and trim, run the satin around the bow. And then this is talking about a specific one for a little ghost. And then at some point it creates the ribbon holes. Use the color thread you'll use on your outline. Run holes. Final step, place your backside fabric, secure and run final outline. Okay, so that's different. So maybe that's what she's saying, that outline is done last, but we'll have to see. Remove piece from the hoop and trim. And there's some banners put together, enjoy. And it also says join us on Facebook, and she has a group on Facebook that would probably be fun to get some really cute ideas. Facebook.com/groups Parker on the Porch. So that is in your printout there, and I will put that link here. So let me see. /groups/Parker on the Porch. I bet there's a cute name or a cute meaning behind if her daughter's name is Parker, but how the Parker on the Porch came. So I'll be looking forward to learning a bit about that. So what I did, and you guys are welcome to go ahead and do this yourself, just depending on how you want to work it. I've got all my fabric here. I've got all 5 of the thread colors that we're going to be using. I hope you guys enjoyed this isocord thread. I really have just, you know, really done a 360, a 180. What do you say when you completely like, I guess 180, because now we're going in a different direction, right? But I was using Floriani, which I still love, but now that I have ability to buy isocord wholesale, I was like, well, let me give it a try. And you guys, it's like, to me, it's apples to apples. Wait, see, I'm really bad with sayings like that. It's perfect. I love it. It's great quality. So here it is. Oh, cool. She says she's pretty sure she's releasing a new USA banner tomorrow. Oh, cool. We'll have to look out for that one. That would be cute. Y'all, my hair is a hot mess. I was riding a Jeep coming back over the bridge, just like living my best life, and I'm sweaty looking. Whew, this is real life though, y'all. So I'm gonna put this thread on because we will be using all 5 of the colors on our banner. And then we will be using every color of the fabric as well. So I am going to actually put Heat and Bond Light on mine. I know, Kelly, I know. You're like, why do you put Heat and Bond Light on everything? I just think it's going to give it a little bit more texture. I chose to do this project with just fabric and not do any of the other intricate things, but you can get so creative on this, you guys. Knowing these stitch outs that I'm doing, please know you can put any creative edge you want to it. It's completely up to you. You don't have to do it how I do it. I just want to show you one way. And that's what's so awesome about any of the designs that you ever purchase. Like, you might see a stitched out version of something, and sometimes my mind has a hard time getting that image out of my head and being creative, but I want to. And sometimes I'll see other people's versions of their creativity. I'm like, oh, man, they've got a good eye for fabrics and coordination and things like that. And I don't think I've always had the best eye for that, but I still enjoy doing it. There's some projects, you know, when I used to do a whole lot of samples, when I first started of like every design that I would buy, I would sell it as a sample. And, you know, with my group knowing that when they purchased that sample, that they were, that I had all control over fabrics and colors and fonts and whatnot. Hey, Yvonne. We haven't even started. We've just been chatting about, you know, going kind of over the sheet that comes with the design, just kind of reviewing that and just talking about Parker on the Porch and what a cute company this looks like that I'm new to. But where was I going? I digress so easily. Oh, so yeah, so, you know, putting the different colors together. So there were some that I did in the beginning of some of the samples, and I would be done and I would be like, oh my gosh, Kelly, those colors look awful together. And, you know, I just kind of make a mental note. Okay, I'm not putting those two fabrics together again, right? So it is, sometimes it looks great in my mind and then I put it down and it doesn't. So all of that being said, just so you know that you don't have to do these projects the same way I do them, that you can, you know, if you choose to do felt or if you choose to do vinyl, so be it, have at it, and enjoy the process of, you know, adding your own creativity to it. So with that being said, let's hop to it, right? So you want to make sure you have your USB. I today did some cleaning work in here. Ooh, was she a mess? Hey Terry, coming in from Colorado. Yeah, the inside of my machine, oh my goodness. It was a mess beyond mess. So I am just adding these to my USB here. I'm going to name them file save as one first day. I'm putting a 1 so it will show up at the top of my USB. File save as one of. And then file save as one second grade. What I think would be so cute is, you know, if you do decide to sell this within your group, you can showcase, you know, the one that you make. So for instance, I'll showcase second grade, but I will also advertise it as allowing all the other grades you can pick. And so I could have several of these already made, right? And then whatever they purchase is the only one I'd have to make. So, you know, having a couple of sets that say first day of, last day of, and then the grade I can make custom when someone actually completes the order. So that would be really cool for that. All right, let me find you guys again. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my USB here. Turn that on and find my design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is actually load up all of my thread. I was doing, what was I working on today? I had a bigger order. Someone ordered 8 onesies and 8 hats with their company logo on it. And it's actually like the 3rd time they've ordered from me. So I think that's pretty cool. The very first time they ordered from me, we digitized their logo. And then obviously I kept that as a file. But great story of having a repeat customer since they liked what they had. And I think what they do is every time somebody in their company has a baby, it's like the company baby shower gift. They give them a onesie that has the company on it, and then the hat, the little baby, you know, the not infant baby hat. We put their company name on that as well. So anyway, the fact that they continually come back to me to make more because they know I have the file is awesome. Now I do give them the file, but most people don't really have any plan on doing that, anything with that. So this color was called Fawn, and it does look like a fawn. And then the pink, I really love this pink. What was it called? I might have already thrown it away. I hate that the color name, I mean, the number is there, but not the name, which is true for pretty much all of them. It's just called, what is it called? Something pink. I can't see that first word. And then this yellow, I go through so much yellow, like back to school. I do several, you can look in my, you know, Etsy shop, but I have several back to school shirts that sell really well. They have pencils on them that you can, you know, put the child's name. And so I always have to make sure before back to school season that I've kept up with my yellow and make sure I have plenty on hand. So this one is called Bark. So it's the brown. Man, this stuff doesn't come off that easy, does it now? All right. I didn't think this would take so long, or I would have already done it before we came live, but. And then last but not least is black, and I actually have black up there already, so I'm not going to even open that one. No reason to have that many up there. All right, so I'm just going to snip these so I leave a long tail. Sure, you guys are very well versed in that. And I'm adding 4, so I'm going to take off, I'm going to leave up my navy and leave up my black, because those are, well, I need black, but those are my most used colors, so I try to leave those up there. I try to work my day where I do certain things that are going to have the same color, so I'm not really having to change my thread that often. And I always try to leave my silver, black, and white. And then, you know, this time of year, I'm leaving red and navy up there for all the, you know, patriotic things that we're doing. It kind of just depends on what time of year it is. During, you know, Valentine's Day, I sure as heck have these 2 colors up there, my red and my pinks, because I'm using those a lot. So I try not to take those off. And then during, you know, like St. Patrick's Day, of course, I've got my green up there. Christmas, I've got my green and red up there. So it just kind of depends on what I'm working on a lot. On my other machine, I will often keep up the baby pink and the light blue, because those are colors that I use a lot for baby items. And in my Racoma, well, that girl gets 15 colors, and I rarely have to add a new one. Very, you know, just really thought through the colors that I put on the machine when I first got it, so that I did not. And they suggest, which I thought was a great suggestion, the Racoma has, you know, 15 spots for thread, and so they suggested that all the colors in the middle were the ones that you use all the time, because you don't want to have to be going through the threads to get to those. So if you were going to change it, so the colors you don't use as much, to put on the outskirts of it, so that you can just grab and change those easier. So I thought that was a really good recommendation, and I've definitely followed along with that. All right, so now I've tied them all off. Just going to grab each one of them. Grab number 6, grab number 5, and then I'm going to grab number 1 over here. Pull them through till I see the new color. All right, and then bring my needle threader up for number 1 and for number 4 and for number 5 and for number 6. Awesome. So you can see I've got needles down here, and I've also got the needle remover. I went through today, just because I hadn't done it in a while, and replaced all of my needles. Normally I will do them all at the same time unless one breaks, and then I'll do that individually. Because I don't probably change them as often as I should, or maybe as often as other people do. Once one is giving me a little bit of grief, I realize I should just go ahead and change them all. So I do that. Needles really are not that expensive, so to me it's always worked out well. I just noticed on, you know, I was saying that I was doing some baby hats earlier today, and I noticed that I just didn't like the finish of the first one I've done. And I've done this hat, like I said, numerous times, and it just didn't look good. I didn't feel good about the way it stitched. And so I was like, well, let's go down the line. Let's make sure we're oiled up good. And we have, because I do oil that regularly, but you know, I put an extra drop in just to make sure, in case I hadn't, you know, done it in a couple of days. And then I went down the line and I changed the needles. Now, you guys, I can't tell you, it has been beyond forever since I put new needles on there. So, and I really could tell a difference in the final stitch out. So that made me happy that really was, you know, something that could improve the way it stitched, because I just was not happy with the way it looked. All right. Whew. I have been going today. Man, I'm worn out. I don't know about you guys. Pardon that interruption. Okay, so first one I'm going to do is one that says first day. And so I am going to hoop on my 5x7 because it fits in that perfectly. You can do a bigger one if you would like. But what you were sent is tearaway from Sulky. Great tearaway, just to lay over it, cut it to the size of your hoop, and then hoop it. I just happen to have some pre-cut sheets as well, so I'm going to use that today for making this. but any tearaway will work. So all I do is I hoop it. I make sure my hoop is very tight because all I'm hooping, it's not very tight at the moment, so I need to tighten it because all we're doing is hooping the stabilizer. So there's nothing else going in that. So you want to make sure it's fairly, really tight. So as much as I can, I've got that, my tearaway hoop. She did mention that you could use cutaway, but I feel like the finished product around the edges maybe wouldn't be where I want for that. So I need to loosen my machine so I can bring my brackets in because I had a larger frame on it earlier. Make sure it clicks into place. Got it. Okay, so I put my USB in. I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to find one first day. Now it automatically has it in a different orientation. So I'm just going to say set. That is the one we're going to do. We're going to rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees and now it fits within our hoop size. It's close to the edges though, that's for sure. So there's not a lot of wiggle room on there, but that's fine. We don't need a lot of wiggle room on there. We're going to say, okay, I do not actually have to do a first stitch, or I'm sorry, I don't actually have to center it because it's already in the center. Automatically, it's in the center when you turn it on. So of this hoop. So I know that it's going to stitch where it needs to. So we're going to say end edit. And now it is going to, let's see. Doesn't look like the center though. Let's see. That's weird. That's not right. Something's not computing here. Let's say. All right, I'm going to try that again. Just to make sure, because it really wasn't in the center, so that kind of bugs me. I don't know what was going on there. We're going to say set, rotate, okay, and edit. If I go all the way to the edge, that's not far at all on that side. That doesn't really make any sense to me. It should be going so much further. Not the center. That is weird. I just said, oh, it goes to the center automatically. You don't have to worry about anything, but that is not the center. So to me, I think there's something. I'm actually going to do one step further. I'm turning my machine off. Sometimes I just feel like it has to recalibrate. Have y'all ever had that problem? We're going to recalibrate and bring it back up. Okay, so what I can do in the meantime is, well, I don't really have to cut that. I'm going to get my fabric. We don't need a lot for each one of these. But we're going to do the traditional. And again, you don't have to use the traditional colors. You can have a cute one that's purple and blue and plaid. It's really up to you. But tonight, I'm going to do a traditional one with yellow as the eraser, silver as that, you know, part of the yellow. And then this is going to be this color like the tan. And the bottom is just like where the pencil is darker. So that's when we're using like the darker brown. Okay. So the machine's moving. And now I feel like it's centered. Isn't that funny that it was like that? So again, we don't need much fabric, and yours has already been cut. I just still have mine on the bolt here. So yeah, a really small amount. Now, if you're like me, I like to go ahead and cut it all at one time. So I'm going to cut enough to make 3 of these. And since I'm doing the heat and bond light, it just to me is easier to do it like that. So we'll do 1, 2, yeah, that's enough for all 3 of those. So that is our bottom piece, and we can put that up. And then this is the pencil piece, and really I could just cut it since it's already folded in half there. I can cut 2 pieces together like that. So that would be good. Yeah. So that's 2 pieces. And then that would ultimately be, so we can make 4 of them. All right, so we've got our yellow. We can get that out of the way. Now we hardly need any of this. You guys are going to have a lot of that color left. But that's perfect. That's okay. We're going to cut enough for like 3 of those. Plenty of fabric left there. But you know, if you were to make all of them, then that would give you some time. Or I'm sorry, some extra fabric for that, for sure. You have plenty on there. And then this is just going to be our little eraser. And we'll cut it like so. Awesome. Okay, so again, I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm going to put Heat and Bond Light on mine. Completely just personal preference. And I think I'm just obsessed with Heat and Bond Light. I don't know, maybe. So 4 different pieces of fabric we're looking at to make these. Let that heat up real quick. Something fell on the floor. I don't know what, but that's okay. I have this like Mama Jamma roll here of Heat and Bond Light. You guys are so quiet tonight. I know that you're not all there watching live, but you're quiet. All right, just doing a little press. So for those of you guys watching this on, I'm from the South, I don't know why I said that. Watching this on the replay, just know if you have any questions throughout watching your video, I obviously won't be able to answer them live, but I will definitely answer. Thank you, Yvonne. She said she's watching. I will definitely, answer any questions that you have in the comment section. So feel free to put them on there. Or, in our Facebook group, if you are part of the Stitchout group, then you can ask questions on Facebook. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you might have, even if you're watching this 2 months from now. All right, so let's get this first one ready. So I've got some yellow. Oh, she says she's been sick, so she's watching in bed. Oh, well, at least it gives you something to watch. TV gets old after a while, doesn't it? Well, I hope you feel better. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. All right, so that is going to be the actual inside of our pencil. Let's get a little pink going on. That's going to be our eraser part of our pencil. Isn't it crazy though? So in the world of embroidery, us having to do items, our kids just ended school and we're already talking about making back to school items for our shop. But that's just the world of embroidery, that you really do need to be ahead of the game. And that's why we're doing these at the time that we're working on them, so that we can go ahead and get this stuff prepped and ready and put into our shops and promoted within our groups, because people will have to start getting this stuff for next year. It's crazy. It's like, when it's snowing outside and you go into Target and they already have the bathing suits out. Awesome. Okay, so I've got the 4 pieces of fabric that we are going to use. Let me get this out of the way so it's not taking up all our space here. And I've got Heat and Bond Light applied to all of them. I've got all 5 of our colors up here. I feel much better about where the center of this was. It really was off, so I'm glad that I restarted it. You sometimes just have to do that to recalibrate everything. And I'm just going to rotate our design again. Yeah, it's definitely in the center now. That was so weird. I don't know why I had to recalibrate it. It could be because I rolled it over here and maybe just in the shaking. I don't know. Sorry. All right. So now I need to go through. If you're doing this on a multi-needle machine, now is when we're going to go through and select all our colors. If you're doing it on a single needle machine, which this project is like made for single needles, then go ahead and just get that first color ready. All right, so let's go through here and see. Our outline will be yellow. And then the lines will be yellow. And then that top of the pencil is going to be our dark brown or bark. Our next section is going to be the fawn color. Fawn, fawn, fawn. So it did have all three steps there. And then the next one's going to be our eraser. So that's going to be our pink color. And there is a placement, tack down, and finishing stitch. So I'm not sure what that meant. Maybe just all of them don't have that. The next, oh, I didn't put, you know what? You guys got 6 colors, right? Did y'all get silver? I think I remember throwing mine over here. I think it rolled off earlier. It's all coming back to me. Yes. Okay, good. So you guys got 6 colors, not 5. Anyway, so this was the Ash Mist. To me, this is a perfect silver. You know, they don't have one. They don't normally have names that are just normal. So what I did when I was trying to decide what colors to get for this project, I actually have these that I've purchased in both colors that I have. This is my Floriani color chart. And what I love about these, you guys, I would highly suggest investing in these. But it has the real thread where you can go and color match something like so well. So when I started using Isacord as well, I did the same thing, and I purchased their thread chart, and I went through and I knew, you know, this was the color fabric, you know, just trying to find what I thought was the best pink, what was the best, you know, lead color. So these are so key to getting. I will post these in the comments so that you can see where to purchase these, specifically for Isacord. Then the Floriani one, I believe I can give you a link for that one too. But really handy to have, because like I said, that's the real thread that is on this chart. So at first I'm like, I'm not buying that. And then after trying to match things, let me show you an example of what I guessed one time. So in my beginner stitch out box, so the box that I have created for beginners, where is it? Based on line, the colors online, my goal, so I don't know if y'all have heard about my starter embroidery box. It's something I'm very proud of, but it's a box that has, you know, all of the 13 essential supplies to start you off with embroidery. So those that are brand new to embroidery, it gives you the essential supplies, 5 different stabilizers, an example of threads, and my snag nabbit and measuring tape, and just 13 supplies that I consider essential, needles, what have you. So I wanted to pick 5 colors that I thought were key to have to start. And so I decided, I do a lot of baby stuff. So, you know, a pink, a blue, a black, and a white. What's the 5th color? I can't remember what the 5th color is. But anyway, so the idea was to have blue, right? Well, this was called Blue Dawn. When I looked online to choose it, Blue Dawn, perfect. It looks like a really good baby blue. Y'all, this is Blue Dawn. Let me get it closer. This is Blue Dawn. Please tell me that that is purple. Every bit about that is purple. So that was the day that I decided, no, Kelly, colors on a computer screen do not match. So I've got 50 Blue Dawns that really aren't the color that I intended on having. So when I go look on here, there's 10 million blues that would have worked better for me, you know, and that I had started to get in the boxes. These, they're just hanging out. Might give them out as a gift or throw it in there as an extra one, but that's not my intention for the blue. So I had to go through the color chart, and like I said, it's the actual thread. So yeah, it is the actual thread. So you can see the sheen on there, right? You can tell that the real thread. It's actually threaded on these little cards there. So, oh my goodness, please, 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 if you're ever trying to match colors for a project, you know, if someone brings something to you, it even has the variegated ones, so those are cool. I haven't really done much with those. It has these, look at these bright neon ones. Oh my goodness, those are bright. Anyway, I just can't stress enough, if you do a lot of matching, to invest in the color chart. You will not be disappointed. And like I said, every, yeah, it's definitely purple. It's not blue. Blue mist is purple. But every different thread that is out there has their own color charts that are available for purchase. So they want you to be happy. This one is kind of cool too with this Floriani. It's got something that's stapled on this side that actually shows all their metallic threads. So that's a cool addition to that. Something definitely that you could try. But I mean, there's so many different colors. Like, I would have no reason to have every single one of these colors on hand. I just don't think that's necessary. Like, I literally have 2 purples. I've got a light purple and a dark purple. But you guys will see right here, there's 2 whole rows of purple. So purple's never been my issue. Pink has always been my issue. Pink is the hardest color for me to match when it comes to items that come in. There's so many different shapes, excuse me, of pink. So anyway, there's my little tidbit for the night. That's a key thing that I highly recommend. Okay, let's go back. The whole reason that conversation started was because I realized that we did not have our silver up here. So even though I said I was going to leave my navy up there for later projects, really, we need all 6 spools. We've got all 6 colors loaded up here. So if you have a 6 needle machine, you're using all 6 needles. And what's great about that is we don't have to change thread. This is what we'll need for the whole project, these 6 colors. So if you're doing them, you know, multiple ones of them, then you'll have everything loaded. So let me add that silver and go ahead and get the needle threader out for that. Perfect. Okay, so now back. The next color I was on was needing silver. So there, that's why we even got to that point. All right. So I'm still just adding my color. So the first day, that's going to be in black, the wording. Again, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I'm just doing the, you know, one that's exactly, you know, the exact colors to me that are typical for the pencil. And then what are those 2 little lines? Oh, duh. Those 2 lines are for the slits for our thread. So it looks like it's really where the pencil is. I'm sorry, the eraser is. So I'm going to choose to do that hole in pink. And then it does an outline in the end. I wonder what color. You got 50 new colors. That was like bingo at your door. I bet you were so excited to open that. That's awesome. Thread addiction. Well, I don't think I have one until something doesn't match. And then I'm like, I need all the thread. I need all the thread. Okay, I want to go back to the picture and see a close-up. And now again, I know I don't have to do it just like them, but they just did one little finishing stitch. I think I'll just do it. Theirs looks like it's in the silver. So maybe just do that. But then the next one is like in the yellow. I think I'll do it in yellow. We'll just stick with that since that's the main color of our project. All right, so we're going to do a quick we're going to start. You guys ready? I don't know who's actually working alongside me or if you're just doing this at your own pace, but I'm going to just go ahead and get to it. Yeah, Michelle, that's a lot of thread, but a really cool box to arrive. I normally buy mine all, like I go through the whole thing and figure out what's needed versus like one at a time. So, all right, first stitch in place. It already stopped. I don't know why it stopped, so I'm just going to tell it to go. See if it keeps going. Sometimes it just doesn't think it's doing right when it's only going through stabilizer. Let's see if it keeps going. It does. I have it slowed down a little bit more just so I can kind of get a feel for how this is going to stitch. It looks like I probably didn't do this right. Because it looks like I should have had my yellow be the entire length of that. But what would you know, I cut this so big, it pretty much is. So that should be fine. Yeah, Michelle, I do see where it looks like a lot of hers have been done on felt or vinyl. So that is definitely an option, without doubt, for you to practice on, to work on. I might even take a piece of burlap. I think that would actually be cute as a backing. I've got some extra burlap. But really, it's just up to you as far as what look you're going for. So we'll see. We might finish this and be like, wait, and then I might recommend something else in the end. So we'll see. I'm going to lay this down and let it stitch. And really, it's just doing a few lines because it's not doing the outline yet. I kind of feel like I'm not sure if I did that. Let's try it. I think we'll be good. But I feel like we'll let it go. Let it go. Let it go. So right now it's just doing the little lines down for the pencil. Just kind of like you would see some dimension on a pencil. And the next thing it's going to do is going to really do the lead. I told it to stop, but it can really just keep going. So now it's just going to do the lead. This is where I don't think I have it close enough to the edge, and that's going to annoy me. It might not be exactly where it needs to be. I do think felt would be really cute for this project, so. All right, so next it's going to do, I was just doing that some more. Let's just make it a little bit darker around the top part. All right, the next thing it's going to do is like the part of the pencil that's before the lead comes out. So it's going to do a placement stitch. So next time we'll make sure that our yellow is larger than the whole pencil itself, not just, so I had cut the yellow to just be this part. Really it needs to be the whole size of it. All right, so I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to put my fabric right over that placement stitch. Hello, side of the table. And it's going to do the tack down. So this is doing placement, tack down, and finish, so that's good. All right, so I do stop it when it does that because now I want to take it and cut. Get my favorite scissors here. And we are going to cut around. That part of the design. So, you know, all we're doing now is just simple applique procedures. So if you've not done a ton of applique starts with a placement stitch that runs. You lay your fabric over the placement stitch. Then it does a tack down stitch. And then you pull it off the machine, or some people do it right on their machine. You cut your fabric, and then it does the finishing stitch. I mean, really, it's such a neat process. Such a neat, just step-by-step way to have just this awesome finished piece, and it's all done in the hoop. I love it. I don't think I did that one really close enough. Get a little closer there. You learn with your digitizers as you keep stitching things from them. Some digitizers, I feel like I have to cut a lot closer to the edge than others. So you just kind of learn, who does a really wide satin stitch, who does a really skinny one. All right, you want to make sure you put it back on the machine in the same direction. That's huge. So now it will do the finishing stitch for that part. So that's good. So in total, my machine now, I don't have it running as fast as it could go. It says 27 minutes. Which I can speed it up with finishing stitches. Oh, did I make you mad? Why are you mad? Should be okay again. I don't know why it's doing that because it's not breaking when it's doing that. Let's see if it'll keep going. It might not. It did. You can change, on my machines, you can change both of them, all three of them. You can change the speed in the middle of the project. So if you're like, oh my gosh, it's too fast, you can turn it down mid-project while it's stitching. So it's going to go around and do that part. So do you guys have any questions? Please let me know if you do. It's a lot to just kind of get it going. What am I drinking? I would like to say water, but it's really a margarita. I was so hot when I came home. Like I said, I went down to the waterfront and we're watching the boats come in. And I've been working at my house all day, and so I basically have a sweater on. Like, this is not what I should be wearing outside in June. So I got so hot down there. So I wanted to come home and have a refreshing drink. Woo! And honestly, it's a pet peeve of mine when I see people drinking on camera. Like, anytime I'm watching a video and someone's like slurping something, I can't stand it. So I apologize in advance. I literally ran in the door there. I ran downstairs. I was like, it's almost 8 o'clock. I had it all set up because I knew when I left that I needed to make sure everything was set up and ready, and I already had, my printouts and all that good stuff. But I knew I was going to be cutting it close. My son's home for basketball. Did y'all have fun? Did you enjoy playing with them? Want to say hello? Not really. You don't have to. So my oldest son had a basketball game with a new team tonight. And you're so tall that you're going to be out of the thing. He's taller than me. Bend down. Say hi. So huh? Why is it so bright? So that we show up real good. This is my oldest son, Tanner. He's 13, and he's already 5'8", taller than me. So it was fun? Mm-hmm. All right, we're making back to school banners. so you can hold up when you go to 8th grade next year. No. Yes, you will. No. Yes, you will. No. All right. I'm glad you are home. All right. Well, that was a good little break of our stitching. He is really tall. 5'8". He's 13. He had a basketball game tonight with a new team, so my husband drove him out of town for that. All right, so the top part of our pencil is done. So the next thing that it's going to do is the eraser, because it's going to do pink next. So we'll get our pink ready. They do. He says no about holding the sign up, but I have a chalkboard thing that they hold up every year from kindergarten all the way to this past year of 7th grade. So he knows it's just something to appease me. All right, putting my pink fabric on, which is our eraser part of our pencil. All right, taking that off, I'm gonna cut around. Yeah, he's like, I'm not holding that up. Yes, you are. I will definitely be making an 8th grade one for him. So I have 3 boys. One will be going into 2nd grade. My middle son will be going into 6th grade. And then my oldest that you just saw is going into 8th grade. So we'll have 2 in middle school this year. All right. Okay, so then the next fabric that actually it's just going to be the finishing stitch of the pink. So we'll let that happen. And I'm trying to be creative over here. I'm going to look for something that I can use. So y'all give me a hot second. Let's see. And I don't guess I have anymore. I was going to maybe put a piece of felt on the back, but I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to do my yellow again to be my back piece. But I am going to make it bigger this time. Much better like that. And that's actually 2 pieces, so I can use that for 2 of my banner pieces. I'm going to give you guys a little inside scoop, not knowing when you're watching this, but I will be listing this weekend a giveaway for tickets to the Everything and Embroidery Market, the EEM, that will be held September 11th and 12th, September 10th and 11th and 12th in Biloxi. And it's just an opportunity to win a ticket for you and a friend and 5 classes for you and a friend. So it's an awesome giveaway. Super excited about that. So be on the lookout. All right, now it just needs our little tiny piece of gray to be that little, you know, that little metal clasp part of the pencil that holds the eraser in place. Well, that's what this is. So we're gonna add that. And I mean, we're almost done. Well, I say that. It takes a lot of writing. Oh, a lot of the main stitch time is writing the writing. It's a thick font on there. All right, so this is the last piece of fabric until we put our back piece on. I think moving forward, I would suggest doing a piece of felt, either actually stitching it on the felt or putting felt as our background. Background? No, the backing. But I am just going to do this like this. I started this way, so I'm just going to stick to it and just finish it out the way I had originally planned. But nothing is set in stone. You really can pick and choose what works best design-wise for you. And that's what's so much fun about it, especially these in the hoop projects. I mean, you just really can have a little bit of your own creativity to it. Make sure I get close enough around the edges there. And again, make sure I'm putting it back on the same way that I took it off. Wouldn't that be a mess if you put it on backwards? Okay, let's see. Now it's going to stitch around that real quick, and then actually it's going to go into the writing. Super cute. So you also got in your package some of the ribbon. Now she mentioned she likes to use really thick ribbon, and I just got just a simple, smaller size grosgrain, I can't say that right, ribbon that you can use. You're not going to need a really long piece because really this is designed only to have 3 banner pieces. You know, a kid will just kind of hold it up right in front of them for the photo op. I think it's really cool. This will also be good as like a photo prop that you could use when you're taking pictures of some of your back to school shirts or dresses or things like that. So just overall really cute prop banner. You can use it as decoration. But I definitely see it kind of how she has showcased it on her website as a child holding up for pictures. I can just picture it perfectly. I do like the add-on where it says first day of school. Then you wouldn't have to make all 12 grades. But I like the customization of it being the exact grade that your child is in that year. So that's super fun that you can make it, you know, to be the age that, or the grade that your child is. I'm going to do each one so that they're holding up one that's specific to them. Because when I was doing it on my chalkboard boards, I was definitely putting the grade, right? I wasn't just saying school. This is actually pulling away a little bit from my tearaway, but that's fine because we're going to put the back on that. Yeah, so the words are part of the design. In the one that you downloaded that I gave you a link to, it actually has first day, or it says first day, and then it has one that says of, and then it actually has pre-K, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. That many. So it has really 14 different options, literally pre-K through 12th grade, already done. And then there's add-on that you can purchase that say things like first, or, and also last day. So last day is also included. So first day of second grade, and then last day of second grade, third grade, fourth grade, 12th grade. But there's an add-on package where you can add things like the word school, virtual, homeschool, just a lot of cute things like that. College, that was on there as well. So really cute add-ons. So it's got 9 minutes to go, and really all of that is going to entail the words, basically. It's a really cute font, though. I love it a lot. But what I was saying earlier is you could actually, in Embroiderynurse, you can stop your design right before it does the writing if you wanted to create your own. So you could actually, stop it right before it gets to say, second grade. You could add in your own font, your own words, if you choose to. I mean, Embroiderynurse lets you do that. So we're going to let that stitch out. I think. Oh, yeah. I would love to have them all three going at the same time. Then you're just done, right? Only problem is I would have to have all three of these colored, or all 6 of these spools 3 times. And so that was one of my biggest issues when I first got multiple machines, was having each color for each machine if I happen to be doing that color. So like colors like black, white, navy, red, green, pink, blue, I make sure I have 3 different spools of. And most of the time I've got the big spools. But you definitely have to invest if you're going to have every color, especially if you're talking about like a random color like this yellow is. You'd have to have all 3 of them, 3 spools of it to be able to run them all. So I've run into that problem in the past. It is so annoying if you're doing a project and then on your other machine you need that color and you only have it in one, and you've literally got to wait for one to stop stitching before you can start the next one. That is really annoying. I mean, no complaints. I am so excited to be able to have multiple machines, but there's just some, little things that you have to learn to be able to run all 3 of them efficiently at the same time. That was the other thing, having hoop, like if you have add-on hoops, I needed 2 of everything. Like when it came to my fast frames, I needed 2 sets of fast frames, because one set wasn't enough, because if I wanted to be running that 2 things with fast frames on my machines, then I needed more than 1 set, because again, waiting for that one hoop to be used on the next machine is really annoying. So I did that with the Mighty hoops, I did that with my jerky frame, and I also did that with fast frames. I had to get multiple of them. I'm going to go put my purple/blue up. So I like to do, like I said, make extra pieces of these so I'll use them. And they already have the backing on it. So I'll be able to make the others. This I'm going to use as the back piece. It's a really good font. Like, I kind of want this font anyway. I'll have to look and see if it's a font that she sells separately. Sometimes when it's the font that they use, they'll sell it as well, individually. I feel like we're twiddling our thumbs now. This is when I like to have a project on another machine doing something else, so that this can just be taking its own little sweet time, and I can be doing something else on another one. That was definitely the huge advantage to having more than one machine. Because when you have something that takes a little bit of time to stitch out, you really are at mercy of that project finishing before you can work on anything else. So I'll generally have my longer stitch outs like this, any kind of applique work going on one machine. And then on my other machines, I'll have monograms, just churning those out, because those I can turn over so much quicker. I can have 3 dresses monogrammed in the amount of time it takes this one applique to run. So that's really nice to be able to like kind of assign different tasks to different machines. So if you don't do this with me tonight, I know some of you guys are waiting to do this at another time, or you're watching this 3 months from now. Please post your picture of this project when you're done. I can't wait to see, you know, your creativity, how you decided to do it, what you did different, or if you did it just like this and how yours turned out. Please, 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 please share those with everybody. I would love to see it. All right, so now we just have to have the word day on there. We've already got the word first stitched out. So just a few more minutes and we'll be done with the first one. I think if you did like a summer fair or a summer market, this would be a really cute thing to have in your booth. I think that would be really cute. Yeah, honestly, wouldn't that be cute? About you could really do first day to anything. I mean, really, it'd be cute to do your own personalization to it. And even if you don't have any kids or anybody to use this with or for, it's just a really good thing to put in your shop, because this is just like a key thing that moms are looking for. That there's already a target audience that is searching for things like this every year. So it's just good to kind of branch out, even if it's not something you make for yourself or that you have for yourself. And like I said, it can be a good photo prop that you can use for any of your back to school items that you have in your shop. It's worth adding. Anything that I take pictures of and add it to my shop. I mean, you'd be surprised. You might not ever know what item will take off in your shop if you don't ever list it. If you're like, yeah, but I don't have a reason to make that. Well, if these projects that we're making, please post them, and you might be surprised that you might find a whole target audience that you didn't know that you could cater to, or that were looking for items that you make. Last letter. Okay, I'm trying to remember. I'm going to stop it. So that's all the writing. I'm trying to remember what the next thing's for. Oh, it's the, okay, never mind. It's going to make the slots for our ribbon. I couldn't remember what it was doing. So what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to place our other piece of fabric on the back. I wonder if they have one where there's spools instead of pencils, now that I thought of stitching. Tripping. Not there, thread. Yeah, that would be cute. A spool of pencils. I am just going to put a little bit of spray adhesive on that. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put it on the back. So this will be my backing. And the reason I'm thinking I'll do this before the holes for the ribbon is we want it to go through both, right? Not just the top layer. All right, I'm gonna hold it there for a hot second just so it doesn't go anywhere. All right, we're gonna start. Oh, so it's actually doing it on the side where the silver is. So I could have done it silver. Probably should have. Oh no, it's going up higher. It doesn't do much. Huh. I guess we literally just cut a slit. Oh, look at that. Yvonne, thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate you when you're even not feeling good. So I think all it does is make a little line that I'll cut. All right, now it's doing the outer layer. This is the last stitch and it's going to go around the whole thing. And it's grabbing that bottom piece, so it will be double layered. And it stops where the slit is, picks back up on the other side of it. All right, we'll let it go around and then we'll take it off. Yay, you guys, that's so awesome. It's so cute. So cute. So cute. It's done. Y'all, look at that. I'm bringing it closer and then I'm going to cut it out. Check it. Check it. How cute. Wow. Okay, so now I'm just going to really take it off of the hoop. And I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to go around the edge of that and it's going to cut through both sides. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of edge there. Definitely want to make sure that we don't cut any of our stitching. And this is why, you know, I kind of like doing the Heat and Bond light on it because it's not going to be a frayed look. Now, honestly, the frayed look would be cute. So it's okay if we didn't. And I am completely content with the thickness of this. So it's got the tearaway that will remain on the inside, right? Because I'm not pulling the tearaway off. The tearaway will stay in the middle of this design. So I am just completely fine with the fact that I didn't use anything thicker. It doesn't warrant it. You don't have to. And she said fabric works fine. So how cute. So you put 1 or 2 layers of tearaway. I just used one. This is one that I had. It was just a pre-cut piece. You could use 2 if you want to make it even thicker. That way you could have more in there. But there it is. How cute is that? So I guess I'm a little confused about how to do the banner part because all it did was stitch a little bit right there. Do you see that little bit of pink? And then, well, here you can see it on the back. A little bit of pink there and a little bit of pink there. So I guess I'm just supposed to go in and cut a slit for it to go through. I'm gonna have to test that part out. But I just think it's hard to hold it up. How cute! Oh my goodness, so cute. And I love these colors. I love that font. And it's just gonna make the cutest banner. So first day of 2nd grade, that's the first one I'm gonna do. And then I'll do them for my other kids too. So I'll have 3 in total. But I just think it is so precious. So we're gonna use our thread, our ribbon that I sent. And I might just have to get creative of how to do that. I guess what I could do, let me go back to her picture. That always helps when I see an image. So some of the pictures don't show it threaded. That one does. Oh wait, am I supposed to? Now I wonder if I was supposed to stitch it. Oh, no, because then you would. Maybe we were just supposed to stitch it with that. So maybe I should have run it with that on the back. And those 2 lines were what hold the stitching in place on the back. That would have been definitely something that we could have done. So anyway, food for thought. I'll let you know in the comments what I ended up doing, and I'll definitely share a picture with you as well. So hope you guys had fun making this. I definitely think I should stitch it on there though. Can't wait to see what you make of it. Like I said, I'm going to do first day of 2nd grade. So I'll show you a picture of that as well. You guys give me your thoughts. If you've done a Porker, I was meshing her name, Parker on the Porch banner, I might reach out and ask in our printout. I'm not sure it said But maybe that's what it's for. Maybe that line was literally just a tack down. It says this is where your ribbon holes are created. Use the color thread you want to use on your outline. No back yet. Run holes. More to come. I will find out the answer and I'll put it in the comments. But anyway, super cute. I hope you guys had fun with this one. I had been so excited to make this. I almost did it our first week of our stitch out, but I always like to start with kind of a simpler project on week 1. But anywho, Ivana, I hope you feel better. And the rest of you that are here tonight, I know not a lot of you are chatting away, but maybe you're going to be watching this later, and that's fine too. And for those watching it months from now, happy stitching. This is such a cute project. Definitely my takeaways are to... Terry says when we have this video reposted, you can use the link at any time. You can click on it after this and you can watch it again. So once I'm done and hit stop, you can watch it as many times as you want with the link that's on our Facebook group. So yeah, take your time to make it. If you need to slow it down, speed it up, fast forward, rewind, whatever you need to do. Hope you guys enjoy this no matter what time you're watching this. So thank you for those that are here, and I look forward to seeing your projects. Happy stitching. And get that back to school stuff ready, you guys. I look forward to the next 2 projects that we're making in the coming weeks. So we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.